The audio you're about to hear was recorded in Anchor. Learn more at anchor.fm.
What's going on, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Reggie. Coming to you with session 2. Alright, last session we talked about ways men say I love you without saying I love you. Alright, and the first way we said that is he puts you first. Alright, he puts you first. Now, I know I can just hear some of the women saying, any man that I'm be with, he better put me first, right? I totally get it. But understand, ladies, that outside of sex, most men judge their manhood with their ability to provide for their family. Alright, now that's a fact. So, for him to place you as priority over the things in his life, it may seem small to you, but believe me when I tell you, that's a big deal. Alright? Pay attention to me, that's a big deal, so don't take it lightly. Alright? So, if you can grasp this, right? If you can grab this, it can turn something that usually goes overlooked into something that is appreciated, bringing both of y'all closer, right, and more linked, which is exactly the thing I'm trying to do, okay? So let's get into session 2. So, the fact is, no one likes to be around people that they don't like. Fact, right? No one likes to hang around people that they don't like, and without being able to see you guys' faces, I can guarantee that you agree. Okay, I can guarantee that you agree. Now, there are some people who hang around those that they don't like for gossiping purposes, but I'm assuming that my listeners are mature individuals who don't like that, right? We don't like them. We don't kick it with them. Okay? That's just how that is. So, now, I'm not talking about him liking you, though, right? I'm talking about him loving you. But get this, though. If you get an invitation to hang out, to kick it with him, if he invites you to family functions, random outings, kicking it with him and his friends, work functions, so on and so forth, believe me when I tell you, that's him saying I love you without saying I love you. Alright? Now again, like I just said, no one likes to hang around people they don't like. So you may be thinking, well, Mr. Reggie, I invite people out all the time. That don't necessarily mean that I love them. I got you. I hear that. But consider this. Even if it's a friend that you're inviting to different events, I challenge you to consider why. Right? To consider why, the intentions. Okay? If you will make the same invitation to a friend as you would to someone who you are potentially wanting to be your man, then I ask you to say why. And you may think that I'm being super ridiculous, but I'm not. And this is a big problem that we having right now with relationships, right? That we don't talk about. And this is why we get all the time, well, this is just my friend and y'all sleeping together. And this is just my friend. And you had the miscommunication in relationships because a lot of us, right? A lot of us as people, you do with a friend the same things you would do with your boo. Okay? And that's a problem. Okay? Now, of course, it's other factors. Like, how long have you been knowing this person? Is this a childhood friend becoming a play cousin? A big brother-like figure to your life? Alright? Now, I want to say, if you are a male listening to me right now, I ask you to be very mindful with who and where you invite the woman that you quote-unquote like. Alright? And I tell you, do not be mad at her if she thinks it's something bigger than what it is. Because of the things you do and of the places you take her is signs of something else. Okay? That's your fault, my guy. That's your fault. Alright? So, without going deeper, right? Without going any deeper to this, people, I want you to classify the people that you're dating. Okay? If they're a friend or looking to be something more. If it's looking to be something more, do not do and take them to the same places you would just a friend. Alright? And just one point, let me point out. If you're sleeping with him, he no longer goes into the friend category. Alright? He's something bigger and better than a friend. So, you get my point. Alright? You get my point. So, the point I want to make to you is, don't take your friend places that you're going to take your boo. Okay? And don't treat your friends like your boo. That's the biggest misunderstanding, and the confusion comes into place. And that's how you find yourself where you single and somebody else in a relationship. And I got to admit, a lot of fellas do this. A lot of fellas will treat women, right, as if they're in a relationship because of a conversation they had when they first met that they didn't want a relationship. All right, now I'm going to talk about that later. That's going off topic. But what I want to say to you is that be mindful of the invitations that you get and where you're getting them. Because oftentimes, a good man will not invite you to certain places to meet certain people if he didn't care, if he didn't like you, and ultimately, if he didn't love you. Trust what I'm saying. Believe me when I tell you. As I said earlier, people do not hang around people they don't like. Okay? And you should know the intentions of the relationship. And if you don't know, then you should ask. Okay? If you don't know, then you should ask. Believe me. Alright? This is your boy, Mr. Reggie. I'm checking out. I'll see y'all for episode 3, session 3. Take care.
The audio you just heard was recorded in Anchor. Learn more at anchor.fm.